What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of J&D Sports Talk. Today, we're going to talk about my Week 2 NFL reactions, and I'm also going to rank every single team that is 2-0. And I'm also going to give you guys some Panthers updates, as always. Make sure you check out our TikTok at J&D Sports Talk, and make sure you check out our Twitter at J&D Sports Talk. Stay tuned for the rest of the episode and enjoy. Alright, guys, the first game we're going to be reacting to was Thursday night between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. It was a blowout, I'm not going to lie. 21-point win for the Buffalo Bills. You know, I got that game right. I didn't do too good on my predictions this week, by the way. I don't think a lot of people did, but I didn't do too good on my predictions this week. We'll bounce back. But the Bills, Allen had a good game. You know, he didn't throw the ball much. He did, but they did a lot of running and stuff like that. And then the Dolphins, you know, they just couldn't answer the Bills' run offense, and they couldn't really generate an offense of their own. Miami struggled. You know how they are against good teams. They didn't play that good. Tua unfortunately got hurt. Hope he's, doing good and makes the best decision for him and his family. But I thought it was a good game. Bills did pretty good on the road. A lot of people thought Miami was going to win, but I took into account how Miami does against good teams. But yeah. Next game we're going to move into is Panthers and Chargers. Not a good game. Not a good game at all. From start to finish, Panthers didn't get a first down until their fourth or fifth drive of the game. Bryce had a career low in passing yards. Threw a bad pick. Not much to really go over. We struggled. We didn't do that good. Defense didn't do as bad, though. We forced a few turnovers that didn't count. J.C. Horn allowed a touchdown, but then he bounced back with a nice pick. We recovered a fumble from Herbert, and we've had another fumble that was eventually, didn't count. And I believe there's another turnover that didn't count. But not a good game for the Panthers. 3 points coming in the third quarter, 26-3. Run defense wasn't great, but mainly our offense. Bryce struggled, and it was just a tough game. And it was announced today that the Panthers are benching Bryce. So we'll talk about that more in the episode, but not a good game. I fully believe, we're still going to have a good season, and we'll bounce back from that. All right, we're going to go to the Raiders surprising the Ravens. Not a lot of people thought this would happen. Raiders, came back. They were down by a good amount. They were down. Raiders had a little comeback there. It was 14-6. Then it went like 14-13. Then it went 21-13. Something like 20-13. It was a good game from, I didn't watch it because it was a 1 o'clock game. Panthers were playing then. But it seemed like, a good game. Ravens off to an 0-2 start. That was not expected from them. Raiders are 1-1 now. But, that was not expected from the Ravens to start 0-2. A lot of people thought they were going to win this game, but a lot of upsets. I feel like, how I said, and usually there's upsets week 1. I feel like all the upsets were this week. Just to name a few. This one, then, I guess you can say the Bucks. Then no one really thought the Cardinals would destroy the Rams like they did, 41-10. And then a lot of people didn't even think the Bills were going to win. And then you can go the Vikings over the Niners. That's the other big one. And then the Saints over the Cowboys. Not a lot of people saw that coming, including me. But Raiders-Ravens, it was a good game. Raiders came back and got their first win with Antonio Pierce on the road. Browns and Jaguars. I didn't see much of this game because it was 1 o'clock, but seems like, Jaguars, they're 0-2 now. They lost to, who did they lose to week 1? But the Browns obviously got destroyed by the Cowboys, bounced back today. Oh, the Jaguars lost to the Dolphins, too. But Jaguars are 0-2, both by one-score games. I don't think Doug Peterson's the coach for the Jags, but, we're talking about the game, not the team right now. But, 18-13, Browns got the job done at Jacksonville. I picked Jaguars in that one, so that's another one I got wrong. But Jets and Titans. Jets came back, I guess. They scored 2 touchdowns. Braylon Allen had a good game. Rodgers played all right. He didn't play significantly good, but he played all right. He had no picks or nothing like that. But the Jets get their first win with Rodgers over the Titans. Will Levis with another bad play. I mean, last week he had the late pick and fell on his knees. This week he had a bad fumble, and there was a picture of him like floating in the air that didn't look real. But that seemed like a good game, and Jets got the job done. Here's an upset. Vikings beating the 49ers. This was not expected. Not a lot of people thought that would happen, but it did. Sam Darnold, that play to Justin Jefferson was the play of the week. That was like 98 yards right there. That was a really good play. Threw it deep, a little bit of pressure, stepped up. Jefferson caught it and took it all the way. I thought, Vikings did a pretty good job. I didn't see much of it, 1 o'clock game. But Vikings played pretty good. And they got the job done over the Niners. Brian Flores really schemed how to beat this Niners offense and slow them down. It sucks how many injuries came out of that, especially for the Niners. George Kittle, obviously they already had, they already had McCaffrey hurt, and Justin Jefferson got hurt on Minnesota. Fred Warner got hurt from San Fran too. But that seemed like a good game. Here is an overtime game, our second overtime game of the season. Seattle beat New England 23-20 on the road. Seems like a good game, Seattle won by 3 in overtime. I thought Seattle would win that game more than they did, but I couldn't. That was almost an upset. New England almost beat them. They missed a field goal late, I believe, which kind of cost them. But we're gonna go on to Saints and Cowboys. Kamara had 4 touchdowns. That's insane. Cowboys cannot stop Kamara. Kamara himself generated 28 points, and that's not how you win a football game. You got to stop everybody. Can't allow one player to do that. Cowboys didn't play great. Dak didn't play great. Cowboys struggled, but I don't think that's how they're going to be this season. Excuse me. But, that wasn't a good game for Dallas. It was a good game for New Orleans. No one really thought they would start 2-0, and they're looking really good. Scored 47 last week and scored 44 this week, and only allowing 29 points. It's a good point differential there. Giants and Commanders. Giants kicker hurt. They are the first team to score 3 touchdowns and not allow a single touchdown and lose a football game in the NFL. Commanders, literally, they kicked all field goals. I mean, they had 7 field goals, and they won the game. Giants, Graham Gano was hurt. They tried an extra point they missed, and then they couldn't kick anymore after that. But excuse me. Commanders did good, I guess. I didn't really watch this game, but Commanders got the job done at the Giants. Giants fought 0-2. Commanders are 1-1. All right, moving on to the next game. Buccaneers at Lions. I didn't think the Bucs would win this one. I said it was going to be close. It was 20-16. Baker Mayfield played a really good game. He had some really nice throws. Lions Jared Goff struggled, but I feel like Bucs are they might be good. I feel like one week they'll be this, next week they'll be that. I don't know how they're gonna do for the rest of the season. They are 2-0 now, but yeah, that seemed like a good game. Colts and Packers. I thought the Colts would get the job done. They're supposed to be a good team. They have a good roster. I just don't get it. They always don't win games they're supposed to. Green Bay won without Love. Malik Willis was that quarterback. Malik Willis didn't do bad. They pounded the rock. They kept running the football. Seemed like a good game. Cardinals and Rams, 41-10. Cardinals take the Rams. Rams did not stop the run at all, and they didn't stop Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. were practicing. They were free balling. I believe Marvin Harrison had 2 touchdowns, maybe 3. I think 2 though. One, deep, and then a back of the end zone. Cardinals did really good. I said a couple weeks ago on this podcast that they're going to be a team to watch, that people won't expect to be good, but they're going to do better than. They're going to be better than what people think they will do. Who knows? They might make the playoffs. Steelers and Broncos, boring game. I said it was going to be a 10-7. It was 13-6. Boring game. Both teams don't have offense. They have good defense. Not much to talk about there. This was a game I watched at 4 o'clock. This was a good game. Bengals and Chiefs. Chiefs kicked a game-winning field goal. That was pass interference. People are just going to say, oh, it's the Chiefs. The refs helped them out. All that 13-year-old stuff that has TikTok ball knowledge. Chiefs won that game. That was pass interference. You can't hit a receiver like that when they're trying to make a play on the ball in the air. You have to play they played the ball, but you can't you can't hit a receiver when they're in the air trying to catch the ball. You can't do that. And last night, Bears losing to the Texans by 6. Generational prospect Caleb Williams does terrible. It's crazy the difference when you have people chasing you that are redshirt juniors that are studying finance versus people who are trying to feed their family. But Caleb Williams got toasted. The only reason the Bears were in that game is because of their defense. Texans offense didn't do great, but hey, they got the job done. Bears offense sucked, as expected. Bears defense did good. It was a pretty good game, a long game actually. I don't know why it was so long, but it was. But yeah, a lot of good games yesterday. I wish my Panthers won. I feel like we'll bounce back, but it was a good week of football tonight. The Eagles and Falcons. I think the Eagles are going to win. I think it's going to be a blowout. I hope it is. But yeah, that's how week 2 went. All right, guys, I'm going to be ranking the 10 teams that are 2-0 right now. So out of the 10 teams, we're going to go from worst to first. Starting at number 10, we got the Steelers. Everyone knows, once they start facing better teams, they're not going to do good because they don't have an offense. They're barely winning. Their defense is carrying them. Steelers aren't as good as they look. Number 9, I got the Vikings. I don't think Sam Darnold is as good as he's playing. But, Vikings, they could be a surprise team. But right now I have them at 9. I've said this before. Number 8, I got the Chargers. Their identity is running the football, running the football, running the football, running the football. The only thing I don't think that's going to work with them is if they're in like a game and they need a 2-minute drill or something like that. That running the football identity, that's when it hurts you. Number 7, I got the Seattle Seahawks. They're always, they're usually competitive. I feel like they're not bad, but I feel like every single game they play, they're going to be close. If they're playing the Chiefs, they're going to be in a close game. If they're playing the Patriots, like they did in overtime, it's going to be a close game. Next up, we got the Saints. No one thought they'd start off this good. You don't know if this is how they're going to play the whole season. The NFL is a 20-game season, not a 2-game season. So the Saints keep it up. They're looking really good. Right now they're at 6. Number 5, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Bucs are a little better than the Saints, at least. Baker Mayfield, I think, is playing like a pretty good quarterback right now. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, that's always a good duo. Rashad White, and they have a good defense. As long as they keep playing good, they'll be good. Number 4, I got the Bills. They're playing like a pretty good football team, but they're not better than the other teams on this list. As of right now. Josh Allen has been balling out. Khalil Shakir has been playing good. James Cook has been balling out. The defense has been playing pretty good with all the injuries. The Bills have been playing pretty good so far. Texans, I got at number 3. They've looked pretty good so far, these 2 games, obviously. Last night they were a little shaky, but the week before they're good, and they're a good team. They're going to do good things this year. Number 2, I got the Eagles. They're probably going to go 2-0 tonight. I just counted them. They're probably going to go 2-0 tonight. Primetime Kirk. Falcons, not that good. Eagles played really good in Brazil. Saquon Barkley played really good. They're a good team. Number 1, I think it's obvious. We got the Chiefs. Mahomes, Kelsey, Reed. Good defense. They're a good team. Won the last 2 Super Bowls. Looking for the third one. Not much to say there. They're looking pretty good. All right, guys. I'm going to give you an update about the Carolina Panthers. Today they benched quarterback Bryce Young, and they're going to start Andy Dalton for at least this week. I kind of agree with the decision. Hear me out. It's been a rough 2 weeks offensively, especially Bryce hasn't played good. I feel like this is kind of a confidence go take a break for Bryce. Let's see how Andy Dalton does in this offense. If he does good, then we know more things about our offense. But I think it's a tough decision. Bryce, wasn't put in the position to succeed last year. I feel like this year he is. I feel like it's going to take a few games for all of them to gel, but these last 2 games have been bad. This is kind of to improve what we're putting out on the field, and I feel like the best way in doing that is giving Bryce a little break to get confidence and some good practice. And I feel like it'll be good for him to watch Andy Dalton roll too. So with that, I feel like we're going to bounce back. And on a side note, I fully believe Bryce Young is our quarterback of the future. I still believe he's going to bring some Lombardis to Carolina. All right, guys, thank you for watching another episode of J&D Sports Talk. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button and tweet at us and comment down below or TikTok of what you want us to see us do more or anything like that, what you want us to talk about more. And, give me some hot takes. I'll react to them for a video. Could be about anything, especially football. But without further ado, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys this week. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.